This video is going to cover Unit 29, Section 5, Frustums of Pyramids and Cones. Frustum. What is a frustum? It is when you have a cone or a pyramid that is cut by a plane parallel to the base. Basically cutting off the top section of the cone or the pyramid. This part right here is called the frustum. There are two bases, the small base and the big base, the small base and the big base. And there's a height from the center to the center. And it is perpendicular. So there is a height from here to approximately right there. All right, so you have two bases and a height. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is calculate the volumes. So the volume for a frustum is the height times the area of the big base, capital B, plus the area of the small base, little b, plus the area of the big base times the area of the little base and the square root of that. Then all of that divided by 3. Now, for a cone, we can use this one right here. Volume is equal to pi times the height times the big radius squared plus the little radius squared plus the big radius times the little radius. All of that divided by 3. Now this comes from this. Remember, the area of a circle is pi r squared. So each of these were pi r squared. Let me show you how that comes about. Let's just look at this part of it right here. So you've got pi, capital R for the big radius squared, plus pi little r squared, plus pi r squared times pi r squared, and then the square root of that. This inside of here becomes r times, or pi times pi is pi squared times r squared times r squared. Then you've still got this over here. Oh, and then there's the square root of that. So the square root of pi squared is pi. So I can pull all of these out right here. So what I have left is, if I take the square root of each of these, I'm going to have pi r squared, oops, forgot a plus right there, plus pi little r squared plus pi times big R times little r. Now each of these terms has a pi in it, probably blueberry, so I can factor that out. So I would just have r squared plus little r squared plus big R times little r. Then if I just put the height back in there, so I got height and then divide by 3 to finish it. All I wanted to do is focus on that at first. So that is how this formula comes from that one. So a little bit of theory there. But if you don't understand that, that's okay. Just use this formula for a cone. All right? So let's find the volume of this one right here. So let's say that the little radius is 3 and the big radius is 8. So let's put these numbers in here and find out what that volume is. So, oh, and the height. I have to have the height. Let's give that a 10. So h equals 10. So 10 times 3.14 times big R squared is 64 plus little r squared is 9 plus 8 times 3, all of that divided by 3. Okay, so simplify this. 31.4 times, that's going to be a 24. So 64 plus 9 plus 24 is 97. Divide that by 3. So 31.4 times 97 in the numerator, 3 in the denominator, and I get 1015.3, whatever the units are. That's the volume of this frustum right here. All right, just use the equations the way they are.